And somehow, for myself, I noticed that there was a time I was sleeping so soundly, like a baby. I go to bed, bang, off. And so much so that if a phone call came in the middle of the night, uh, wake, take this call, and without any seeming break in my rest, responding to a call completely lucidly, put it down, okay, bye, boom, gone, like this. So beautiful. And then for some time, not experiencing sleep beautifully at all. But I just let it be, I accept it. Sometimes it's like that. I'm not trying to find the root or the explanation for things any longer. And both occasions, leaving India to come back to the United Kingdom, no, it's as though I was fired out of India by some power, you know. Until now, I cannot see why, what is it about. I didn't ask this question. Just somehow, it's like that. It's accepted. It's just like this. So for a while, sometimes there's no sleep taking place. It may occur to you. It may come by itself, even unsearched for. It might arise for you something, you see.
Sleep occurs. I lose awareness, but there's no deep rest.
Uh-huh.
That's honestly that's what I really miss. That
There's no deep rest.
Deep rest.
Yes, yes, yes. But you know, it's amazing that you can also sometimes get more rest when you're awake than asleep. You may find it, even in a moment like this, you may find that here, everything is still available to your senses, but there's such a rest within yourself now. And you may find, like many people who have realized this already, maybe they don't need so much sleep as well too. Some people can rest profoundly in 3 minutes. That others, 8 hours, they cannot get a bit of sleep. So it's really a mystery, a real amazing phenomenon, this thing. Sometimes for a while it just seems like that. You cannot get deep sleep. And then for some unknown reason, somehow you're in sleep, you want to sleep, sleep, sleep. Can't stop sleeping. No? So I would not worry about it. You see? Have you been to your doctor and talk about it with him?
Yeah. Well, yeah. I'm taking something that to help me go to sleep.
Okay.
But it's kind of things seem to be as good as they can be in terms
Yes,
of
yes.
body-wise.
Sometimes also a doctor not sleeping. Yes, restful.
Very restful.
Restful hours on the computer. Look at that. It's not a big deal. Video satsang.
Hello, Mooji.
Hey, hey.
Lots of resistances
Yeah.
coming up about grabbing the microphone.
Yes, yes.
No question. And I inquired into who even wants to ask this, and nothing. Before I fainted, Friday night,
Yes.
I was experiencing displeasure and getting really hot. And
You were experiencing displeasure or this pleasure? What did you say? Displeasure,
yeah.
not pleasure.
Yeah,
Okay,
I was uncomfortable, and I was getting,
Yes.
I was hot. I was very hot, and the tendency, and there was a strong pull to want to leave the room, to go outside.
Yes. Yes.
And I just kept watching, and the discomfort grew and continued growing, and I just kept watching, and then nausea came, and I was very nauseous, and the pull to leave was just getting stronger and stronger, but I just kept watching. And then I came to a point where I couldn't even move. There was no energy left to even, and I kept watching, and right before I fainted, there was an opening and a sense of peace.
Yes.
And then I fell.
Yes.
Yeah.
So this thing is not also so uncommon, no? Sometimes that's what it takes for something to open up, even, you see. I would not see this as a bad experience. Oh, I fainted. Maybe it's a great thing to have happened because something maybe was blocked and needed to, even this feeling of needing to escape to come out. Sometimes the mind also is behaving like that. It just needs to get out. I just need to get out, you know. Sometimes it's like this also, you see. And then right there, something is released through that. You see. How have you been since this moment? Since this time, how are you in yourself?
That's a trick. It just seems like a trick question. My experience with those are like poems when people ask that question.
Yes, yes, yes. Yes. Very good. Thank you, thank you. So, if there's perhaps one more, and then we can wrap it up for today. Okay. Okay, we'll go there first, and then we can. Okay.
I'm holding this right. Hi, Mooji.
Hey.
I'm so happy to have met you this whole weekend and to be here. It's wonderful. It's grace. You're grace. Thank you.
Very good.
My question is it possible, I'm a creative person, and is it possible to be fully self-expressed without attaching to thoughts?
I feel so completely, in fact. I think even this releases that creative ability, even best, even better, when there is not that passionate identification behind it, even, you see. But I will await your report about it.
Well, I do have a little report. This was in early September. I spoke with you on a Skype.
Yes.
And I shared with you that I had been considering starting a singing class.
Yes.
And I'd been afraid to sing or play my guitar in public for
Yes.
decades. And I did go. I've been to 3 of the classes. I had beginner's luck with the first one. And it felt great. I wasn't as frightened as I thought I'd be. I just let myself be in awareness and consciousness. And it flowed.
Look at that.
I remember you saying that it would turn out to be a beautiful experience in some way that would be revealed, and I knew that that was it. So I'm continuing to go to these classes and learning a lot about what singing is and what it isn't. You know, I sang my own song that I wrote, and this is going into the 5th week. It's evolving and changing every week into different formless forms and whatever. It's really great.
Are you going to sing today?
No. The next time.
Yes.
The next time you come to New York, sing.
Oh.
You'll have to hold me to it. Okay.
Very good. Great. Okay.
You know, it's funny how things go. I came here with the intention this morning to be the first one to share, and I end up being last. But I guess I want to talk about cooking.
Yes. Cooking?
Cooking.
Okay.
Cooking, inside cooking,
Or
not
inside cooking.
not cooking dinner. We were speaking earlier about ocean. I know this ocean. I know it. Over the years, the experience of knowing the ocean has become so profound. But there's also an equal and opposite reaction to it. I forgot what you were calling it, and then. From the time I was 5, from the time I was 17, I experienced very horrific child abuse. All those emotions were stored, but there's always been a lid on it. The lids come off.
Great.
And it cooks, and it burns, and it's really terrible at times.
Yes.
And you know, I was going to mention this Friday, and I was like, no, not the time, you know, because there's so much fear about all the years going to Satsang. I've never, because this is too dangerous, you know.
Yes.
But what I notice, specifically my work environment, triggers this, and it's almost like it comes up from in back. It eclipses the ocean. It's like being in a vampire embrace, and it sucks and it draws, and you know. But it's just all the rage, and all the pain, all of it just comes, and so you have to work when it's happening. I find people at work attack me. You shouldn't be like this. You're spiritual. More burning. Okay, but it's you answered it. The first question this morning. Be with it. Welcome it. And I do that.
Yes.
But that child had to invent someone to be strong. And I find inside of that heat and inside of that cooking, there's always that small amount of being strong.
Yes.
And not the good strong.
Yes, yes.
The bad strong. Because it feels like to very go into the cooking, there's that annihilation. And it's just too terrifying.
Yes. Yes, thank you for saying that, for sharing that, because also what we must not do is to try and hurry up that inner strong child to get out of the way. Let it be there. Include it in your welcome to say, okay, you also can be there. You know, for as long as it needs, as long as it takes. And if you're ready to leave, you can also leave. You're also welcome to be there. You see? Not to try and, I'm talking to you, I'm feeling something. Yeah. So let everything come. And then everything can go. Unhurried. Like this, you see? Yes.
It's been years now that I've allowed this, that I've been in this stance of welcoming and cooking, and it's been years now. The recent lid coming very off is just sort of new, where it's so personal and so close.
Yes.
But it's just, I just say this just to put it out, you know, it's just overwhelming. Because there, like I said, I find myself being strong not to die. And I wish to die.
It will be overwhelming because there's a need to be strong. You see? If there is not the need to be strong, it won't be overwhelming. You see? There is a point where you just let everything come. You let everything come, be willing. I've faced this moment also. Have you ever faced this moment where you feel like if God came to you and says, look, today you come with me, leave everything, and you say, okay. Can you say, okay? All right now. Let's go, cello. Can you do it? Or will you be Lot's wife, looking back to see what they can tidy up? There is something that you do inside yourself that you allow that to be that ready, to be that in the moment with yourself. I spoke also about alongside embracing and letting, welcoming whatever arises without trying to cut the fuel to it too early, to let it completely, let it cook and boil and splutter. Let it do it. And let it happen. Maybe initially you're looking at it from underneath the bed, but gradually you'll come to see that it's okay. You know, you can see that and allow that to have its full expression, you see. So when that has happened, also, maybe at another point, you come to learn to simply ignore things. Not ignore it because it's terrible and awful, I don't want to see it, but ignore it because you can. You see that many things are not really, not the big deal that your mind makes them out to be at some point. No. like this, but not hurriedly, but not dragging also. So, and not waiting for the cooking to finish, because waiting is also trouble. But don't be in the waiting room. Satsang is the waking room, not the waiting room. So just letting it somehow be whatever it is for the moment, without trying to manipulate and to steer it and to hurry it up and to shush some things, and just let it be. And leave it at the point, come back to that point of just simple awareness, that within which all this arises. That even your life can manifest as the most turbulent expression, but the awareness within which it arises is not a victim of that turbulence. It's completely empty of it. So, great. We've come to an end for the moment. And yeah, it's been a sweet joy to be here again. You see. And there are some things that you know without having to step in your head and to ask you questions, to see how deeply sometimes that hearing has taken place in you. Because when it has done, it somehow emanates as a quality, a certain quality that's indefinable. I call it like peace, a sort of silence that emanates from your being itself, you see. So, very happy that you invited me to come here again. And some of you will travel on with us to our next point. But really we're not leaving in the real sense of the word. I think you know what I mean. So I'd just like to say thanks to the friends here in New York who really put so much energy into preparing this space for us to be here. And some of them you know already. Zenji is standing at the door now. And we have Brahma here. Some of you know him as Norbert. And Monica, who is over here. And you should be introducing them. You know, they're people who are here, because I'm not good with my memory about these things. Who else has been here? The family of New York. And Marian also is here. Cindy. Where's Laura? Laura is okay. Laura is right here. Karen. Yes. Laura is actually, we changed the name Laura now already. She's Jaya. Is the same you're talking about? So I only know her as Jaya now. See? Okay. So I would just like to say thank you, and until next time, if there's next time. So thank you very much.